And the captains are on their way out to toss up at the start of this momentous day, day one of the first N-Power Test match.
Two very proud captains alongside me, Andrew Strauss, Ricky Ponting, our mascot for the day, and the match referee. Andrew, you've got the coin. Heads is the call.
Tails, it's England.
England have won the toss. Andrew, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a bat. Looks like a pretty good wicket, so it's important we get stuck in early and make use of it.
Two spinners for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Monty and Graham are in. We think it might turn at the back end of the game, but we've still got to set it up well. So today is important, as is tomorrow. The first 2 days are going to be very important.
A lot of expectation, a lot of pressure. How much faith have you got in your team?
Yeah, a lot of faith. I mean, we're very excited about this, obviously. It's a big moment for all of us, but our preparation's been very good, and we just can't wait to get out there now, to be fair.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Ricky, no doubt you'd have liked to have won the toss and presumably liked to have had a bat.
Yeah, we would have had a bat, yeah. As you can see, the wicket's particularly dry. It's amazing how it's dried out in the last couple of days, actually, and they've taken a bit more grass off by the day. So I think there might be a little bit of assistance there with the new ball this morning. There's a nice breeze around for our swing bowlers as well. So now that we've lost the toss and we're bowling, it's important we use this new ball up front.
Talking of swing bowlers, Ben Hilfenhaus is in, and Nathan Horrocks too.
Yeah, we've picked both those guys. We feel that's probably the best balance and make-up for these conditions. Obviously, Ben didn't play the last game. Nathan got better as the last game went on down in Worcester, so there's going to be a big role for both those guys to play as this game develops.
A lot of talk about spin in this Australian team. Have you got faith in Nathan Horrocks that he can do the job for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I have had for a long time, to tell the truth. He's just finding his feet down in Sussex in that game, bowled a bit better down in Worcester. In conditions that didn't really suit spin bowling for the first 3 days of the game anyway, but I think as this one goes on, you're going to see that the spinners will come into their own, and Nathan and our part-time guys, I think, will play a big part for us.
Good luck to you. News then from the middle at Andrew Strauss in England have won the toss, and England will bat first.
Well, it's what England wanted. And let's now look at the two teams as they line up. Andrew Strauss, the captain, and Alistair Cook, the man from Essex. The two left-handers will be out there shortly, looking to try and build yet another good partnership. Coming at 3, Ravi Bopara, the man who scored 300s in succession against the West Indies earlier in the year. Kevin Pietersen, a big match man who loves the challenge of anything like the Ashes. After him, Paul Collingwood, a wealth of experience from him, a mighty tough competitor. At 6 is Matt Prior as a batsman and a keeper. At the moment his batting is better than his keeping, so he's got an important role there to play in both departments. Andrew Flintoff, fit again, fit to take his place. A lot of anxiety about him early in the summer, but here he is, and a lot will be expected of him. Graham Swann comes next, also a sort of all-rounder in the all-rounder category, but his off-spin is likely to be key as this game wears on. Stuart Broad, a young man with 18 test matches to his name, but he's developed an awful lot over the last couple of years. He'll take the new ball. Monty Panesar's had a slow start to the season in county cricket, but England backing him here in Cardiff on a pitch that might well turn, as we say, as the game progresses. And James Anderson, the leader of the attack with 38 test matches to his name and in prime form this year. Now, up against him, we won't see Philip Hughes and Simon Katich out there with the bat this morning. We'll see them later in the game, of course. Another left-handed, all left-handed opening partnership, and Philip Hughes, a very exciting player, but just with 4 test matches only to his name. Katich, the more experienced of the two. The captain comes at number 3, and that is a wealth of experience. 132 test matches. He is still one of the world's premier batsmen, as well as captain of Australia. Mike Hussey's had a bit of a dip in form since England saw him last, but again, a very, very fine player. And Michael Clarke, vice-captain and a key member of this team, a very elegant batsman and also purveys a brand of slow left-arm spin. Marcus North comes next. He's there primarily for his batting, made a big score the other day and can also loll a bit of spin. Brad Haddin is the keeper batsman, not quite an Adam Gilchrist, but doing his best to catch up. Mitchell Johnson could be a vital component of this Australian team. His bowling is the most important aspect of his game, but down the order, he can make a lot of runs and makes them quickly. And the final 3 here, Nathan Horrocks will bowl his off breaks in this game. Peter Siddle is a strong man from Victoria, and Ben Hilfenhaus from Tasmania. They make up the rest of that seam attack.
Alim Dar from Pakistan, standing in his 56th test match. And at square leg, Billy Doctrove on the Caribbean. Richard Catterbury is in the 3rd umpire's chair. No swing as yet. Ponting at the toss thought there might be a bit of swing this morning, but nothing in those two deliveries from Johnson, and no great pace in the pitch either, which is not a surprise. The pitch doesn't feel that hard. There is a cushion of grass. Nasser saying thought there might be a bit of tennis ball bounce in the early stages, but nobody is expecting the ball to fly through at great speed or height. Hint of swing there.
It will be very interesting to see Mitchell Johnson in this, the first test match of this summer in the Ashes series, that is, of course, because there was talk about him swinging the ball a bit in South Africa. We didn't see a lot of that at Worcestershire. To be honest, I don't think you'll see a lot of it throughout this summer. That ball just pretty much held its own. That seam is wobbling all over the place. It's pretty difficult to swing the ball with the seam wobbling around like that.
Strauss is away.
I was talking to an Australian, as a matter of fact, last night, who watched all of that series in South Africa, and he said he doubts if Mitchell Johnson swung more than 6 deliveries in total back into the right-hander in that series. That's not a lot. Just a matter of the line that he bowls, and when it does swing, the occasional one that does swing will create a problem. Won't find too many swinging.
Cook off the mark, his first ball. It's nice from Cook. Just on his hips and clipping away through the onside. Don't think it'll go all the way. Had a fair bit of rain in the build-up to this game, the 2 or 3 days beforehand, and the outfield is very lush, very green. Good from Cook. That's the longest part of the ground. There'll be a few threes down in those corners. More runs through the onside. I think this will go all the way because Strauss has timed that beautifully. First boundary of the day. 14 for none.
That's a bad line from Mitchell Johnson if the ball isn't swinging or if he's not in control of the swing that he's getting. You start straight and it does nothing, you'll get punished. Bang, that's 4 every time.
On gone. First blood, Australia. Ilford House. Just for Cook.
Michael Hussey does for Cook. Terrific catch. Bit of a soft shot, really. A little wide. Just feeling for it. But what a catch. Fantastic. That's gone quickly, but that's taken very, very well. One-handed in the end. Tried to go with two hands. Ilfenhouse gets the break. A bit of bounce there. Not pace, but a little bit of bounce. Couldn't get on top of the ball. Alistair Cook has gone. Australia have got the breakthrough. He's gone for 10. It's 21 for 1.
Oh, sharp. Well-directed bouncer with 2 back at deep square leg and deep fine leg.
Banged in. He's just not picked that up, has he? He's on his way forward and drops his hands.
Well, it's the old throat ball, isn't it? Straight in the throat. Ooh, inside edge, he's living dangerously, gets 4.
An extra pace there from Siddle, up around 89 miles an hour, which is good effort on this surface. So a little bit of bounce, which no one was really expecting, and lots of effort.
Good Yorker, but it's well dug out. And it gets to the boundary at fine leg.
Done well to get this that fine. To attack, full, little bit of swing there. He is not going to be effective in England, or as effective as he could be, without getting his hand behind, or his wrist behind that ball, keeping that seam upright. Then it can swing. It'll also encourage seam movement.
Pulled away powerfully behind square by Andrew Strauss, brings a boundary.
Doesn't mind it there, Andrew Strauss, very strong in that area.
That's away. That'll be 4. Just that bit of width. And that was all that Andrew Strauss wanted.
Strauss's boundaries coming square of the wicket, as they often do. 3-point on that cut stroke. Seen him pull a couple as well. This is just where Strauss wants the ball.
And again, but that's a beautiful shot. Bopara just waited for that. Let it come to him, timed it very sweetly. And up comes the 50. Over the top of gully. On its way down towards that third man boundary now as we speak. But an element of good fortune there for Ravi Bopara.
And it's clear what Australia's plan is. A few bumpers, and then throw that full ball up outside off stump and hope that Ravi Bopara will play loosely at it, which he does on this occasion. He's playing a long way away from his body to a very wide ball there. At least I suppose he went at it with a degree of conviction.
You actually do get the ball to do something, you think earn yourself a wicket, and you find yourself bowling a no ball. That's hammered away. Again, it's behind square. It's not quite perfect from Ravi Bopara, but he is a positive player, and he will go after these.
Ricky Ponting's got 2 catches on the leg side, one at short mid-wicket, one just in front of square. He might think about having 2 gullies, particularly if Siddle's going to throw this ball up outside off stump, as he has done twice in this over, and twice Bopara's driven the ball in the air backward of point.
Oh, that's pretty close. Inserted appeal, led by the bowler Mitchell Johnson, and it is a leg by.
Very close. Strauss going a long way across his stumps, hitting him pretty much full on the boot. I suppose the umpire will be thinking, well, it's just going to slip down the leg side. It's mighty close. He must say when it hits him straight on the boot that the ball is going to go straight on. Hawkeye suggests straight on to hit the stumps.
More problems this time for Andrew Strauss, and that's out. The short ball is done for the England captain. Mitchell Johnson has found some fire here. And both men have had problems, but it's Strauss who's out.
Deserved that in this over, Mitchell Johnson. Could have had Bopara. Brilliant bouncer, slow ball, and then another fast bouncer to the England captain, who tries to get out of the way but can't get his gloves out of the way, and a simple catch to Michael Clarke. What a confidence booster that is for Mitchell Johnson, who's just been a little bit below his best until now, but he's got rid of the England captain for 30, and England are 2 down for 67.
Good shot. Great shot. Best shot of the morning as far as Ravi Bopara is concerned. Very quickly onto that. 75 for 2.
Runs. That may go all the way to the far down in that corner, but it gets there.
A bit of width put away. Lovely shot.
Well. Totally deceived there, Ravi Opara.
Slower ball. Slower ball. There's that change of pace. Oh, there's a cutter. Opara looking to attack. Fingers here. There you go. Oh, little off cutter. It looks soft when you get deceived like that. Should feel rather silly. But credit to the bowler. He's done him like a kipper. Johnson might not be swinging it in. He has many other weapons in his armoury. Ravi Opara comes to the slower one. He's gone for 35. It's 90 for 3.
Man down there in the deep, but nowhere near him. It's well in front of Square. Square leg was looking as if he thought, fine leg rather, was looking as if he thought it was coming his way.
That's banged in.
Excellent drive through extra cover from Kevin Peterson. 100 on the board for England.
Good looking shot. Not too sure Australia or Hilfenhaus will be too embarrassed by that though. Don't think they will be too worried when you see batsmen driving at deliveries like that without quite getting to the pitch, because there just isn't enough movement out there to encourage the bowlers. Good shot though, hitting it on the rise.
Swing. There's that half volley and he climbs in, Kevin Peterson. Last ball of the 30th over. 107 for 3. Pulled away, Collingwood into the leg side. Will go for 4.
Big shout, but the bowler isn't interested. Nathan Horwich saw that wasn't going to be hitting.
It's turned, but it's turned too much.
Oh, that was close. That was very close. It will go all the way down to the boundary. Let's see what the umpire signals. Buys. It was close to that leg stump though.
It was that close. I think the keeper thought he'd bowl him. But thinks this is actually going to hit the stumps. He starts. Must be so. Oh, that is so close.
Too much width. That will go all the way.
That's the 16th over spin. This is the first boundary off the spinners. Short little wide cutaway.
Too much width again. Same end result.
79 for 3.
Both batsmen now march into the 40s. Collingwood on 46, Peterson on 42. Full toss, that will go.
The problems, isn't it? This is where Ricky Ponting has found, well, as any captain would when you've got no Glenn McGrath or Shane Warne to come and control situations. He's got a partnership building here. Moves on to 93 with that boundary.
Direct hit, but Peterson is quick. And that single brings up the England 200. That was streaky. We'll get 4 for it. But there's an element of good fortune in the stroke. Should be 4. Don't worry about the fact that there's 4 men in a ring there. Just find the gap and nail it through.
They always say that you shouldn't play too far away from your body, but Peterson has no problems with that.
close. Wondered about the in-swinger. That was the one from Hilton House, or at least it was much straighter, as Michael Holding was recommending. 2:15 for 3.
A lot of sounds here. Oh, that's boot first. That's why they were so anxious, the Australians. The bat hit the ground, the ball only hit the boot. And that is close. Oh, that's going to hit the stumps. They are unfortunate, they're Australia.
Cut away, lovely shot. Too straight the ball before, too wide this time. Edged, good catch. Australia needed that after tea. They've been a bit flat, the runs were leaking, and finally Hilton House finds the edge. And Brad Haddin has taken an excellent catch away to his right, one of those that he put down in Worcester, but he's been working hard on his movement to his right, and he's taken an excellent catch to send Collingwood on his way.
Big difference between what happens here and what happened at Worcester. Both hands by Brad Haddin there. At Worcester it was one hand, and of course he grasped it. Not this time. They needed that, Australia. They needed to break this partnership. Collingwood goes for 6-4. A well played 6-4. England 228 for 4.
Oh, now that was a very, very sharp chance. Michael Clark, who was pretty close at cover there, almost came up with that.
I just wonder if he gets it and then when he lands on the ground, can't hang on. Can't really tell from that angle. So just trying to get his hands under it, isn't he?
He's come back in. Late movement, but he's timed it beautifully. Well, I tell you what, for a moment there, the bowler, Peter Siddle, might have thought he bowled a good delivery. Coming back into Matt Prior, but he's gone for 4.
I don't got a bat on it. I think you'd have thought it was a great delivery. But it's certainly started to swing, hasn't it, again? A little bit of seam, a little bit of swing.
Well, that's interesting, and that is just what Australia want, just what England do not. Peterson has gone for 69. Australia are cock-a-hoop.
Well, that's a poor shot. It's premeditated sweep. I think the bowler has seen him go and has pushed it out further outside the off stump. He carried on playing the shot. He was never going to control it, and this is really... Look where that ball is. Well. Celebration start. The Australians are absolutely delighted. And Peterson's gone for 69. It's 241 for 5.
Another way down to fine leg. It's an inside edge. Probably got enough legs on it too. Runs here. This will be 4. Poor delivery from Horrocks outside off stump, especially when the leg side's just been reinforced. And Flintoff gets a boundary. About 15,000 in. Dabbed away. This should have enough on it to get to the boundary. It's been half parried by the slips, but it gets there. Flintoff powerfully through the offside 4. It's 266 for 5. Oh dear me, that's a drop. It's a flat sweep. It got out to the boundary in a flash. Philip Hughes at deep mid-wicket. He's stretching for the shot here. He hits it flat, Matt Pryor. Oh, it bounces short.
Go and have a lie down. Bottom edge, I think. Bottom edge that will bring 4.
The unmistakable signal. Yeah, down it goes, bounces just in front of slip there.
Drill down the ground. Hit very hard by Flintoff. And I think he's definitely trying to get himself in that mood again. There he goes, pulled away. Smashed in front of square by Flintoff. 296 for 5. Great deal of freedom he plays with outside that off stump. Siddle might be the man, I suppose, because look at how Matt Pryor plays this. He likes to just stay leg side of the ball and flare anything wide, but what we've seen from Siddle today is the ability to hoop the ball back in quite sharply. And that might be the way to go to Matt Pryor. It's a half volley, but it's been put away in great fashion by Pryor.
Genuine edge, but a thick one, and a very safe one, and now a productive one.
Played it on. Andrew Flintoff with an angled bat, looking to score again. He's so disappointed, it promised so much. Australia have taken the new ball, they've gone round the wicket, but that's the end of Flintoff.
We do feel unlucky when that happens. It's great for the bowler. Flintoff will be disappointed. Australia, though, have got the breakthrough. They've broken the partnership. Andrew Flintoff has gone for an aggressive 37. It's 327 for 6. Siddle, that's the outside edge. His figures aren't fair on him, I don't think, in this innings. 22.1 overs, 1 for 88. I think he's bowled far better than that.
He's gone for a lot of boundaries in that 88.
There we go. In swinger through the gate. Now just going to be feeling something was going to happen. England just suddenly wanted to close up the shot, and it doesn't work.
Big swinging inducker does for Matt Pryor. This is a great time to take a wicket. Peter Siddle, Australia. Now they've taken 7. They're on the hunt. Another batsman who's played so well, but he's gone. Matt Pryor, 56 from 62 deliveries, 329 for 7. Away very quickly there of Stuart Broad. It's an attacking field with 3 slips and a couple of gullies. It's a controlled shot from an open face that he eases down to third man. England move on to 333, but it's a 7 wickets. I'd like the 7 wickets. A long, long way to go in this game. There's one positive thing about England is that they've been positive. It's the new ball just at the end of the day that's done for these 2 wickets.
It's the story of the innings. Men getting in but not being able to go on. Strauss 30. Cook, one man that didn't really get himself in, went for 10. Farah 35. Peterson 69. Collingwood 64. Pryor 56 and Flintoff 37. 336 for 7.
Australia bowling figures. Mitchell Johnson picked up 2 for 68 from his 18 overs. The best bowler for me was Hilfenhaus. 23 overs, 5 maidens, 61 runs and 2 wickets. Got the ball to swing. Peter Siddle was expensive, but probably bowled better than 2 for 93. Nathan Horrocks did for Kevin Peterson. That's a big wicket for Australia. Michael Clarke and Simon Katix with some exploratory overs. Peter Siddle to start proceedings for Australia. Met his mother and father this morning in the hotel, proud as punch, as they should be. Met them in the lift and they introduced themselves to me and I said, "You must be real proud." They said, "You got it." Terrific. I said to them that we're all envious, all us in the commentary box and ex-players and them that could do it and us that couldn't do it. I said we all want to be out there. These are the custodians of the moment, aren't they? They're the ones who are doing battle for the Ashes, but we're all very envious.
I'm rather glad I'm not out there. I never used to sleep before the first day of an Ashes series. There's horrendous, sleepless nights, worrying about what was going to happen the next day. Very happy to be sat up here, thank you very much.
I'd love to have a do.
You can't even get any for Accrington these days. Are you going to go out there?
Well, it's only lack of preparation and practice. I had a dream last night. I was batting against that Nathan Horrocks. I hit him straight into that River Taff. It were only a dream, mate.
Thought Siddle had an okay day yesterday. Bit better than his figures suggest. He went for 93, leaked a few boundaries, but he picked up 2 crucial wickets late in the day. Andrew Flintoff dragging a wide one on, but a good one to get rid of Matt Pryor, and that's the way to bowl to Pryor. Bring it back at him, tuck him up if you can. They were very important wickets late last evening for Siddle and for Australia.
Yeah, he went for 14 fours. You look at his figures, 2 for 93, and they were vital wickets, I would say, at the back end of the day yesterday to get rid of Pryor and Flintoff. But I should think he would be regarded as the steady bowler. He's a little bit quicker than you expect, but a good line and length bowler. He'd be disappointed that he went for 14 fours. Seemed to be quite a quick scoring ground yesterday, although it's a big area, square of the wicket. Lots of threes yesterday. Terrific shot from Stuart Broad through the offside, caressed it.
Lovely start for Broad, over-pitched and offered some width. He's a good-looking player. He's better than a tail ender. There's a lot of ability there.
Oh, this will be for 350. Little milestone for England.
Take it ahead from Michael Holding. Hates to see that third man area left vacant.
Oh, terrific shot, Stuart Broad.
This is even better. We saw a cover drive from him an over or two ago, but this is just superb. It's hardly a follow through. Just a little punch right off the meat of the bat.
Well, this is a batsman's shot, isn't it? The way that he's played that. There's all sorts of little scenarios in this Ashes series. Who can score more runs at 8, 9, 10 and 11? Ball bowled him round his legs. 8 down England. Mitchell Johnson has done it again. He's picked up his third.
Desperate way to go for anybody. Doesn't matter whether you're top order or tail ender, ball round your legs. Never a nice way to go. It was an off-cutter from Mitchell Johnson, and it's just caught the flap of Stuart Broad's trouser leg and deflected onto the stumps. Desperate way to go. But delight for Johnson. Broad gone for 19, 355 for 8.
Oh, outside edge, down to third man. Double figures for Anderson. It's another boundary.
I was just going to say, you know, that just 2 slips seems odd to me. The way Siddle takes the ball away from the left-handers, and remember this is James Anderson, a tail-ender, and he's got an extra cover in. I agree with the third man, but that extra cover can easily go to third slip or a bit wider if you want to plug the gap between slip and gully.
Angled back, controlled shot down to third man.
Yeah, that's the area, because Johnson is not swinging the ball back in at Swan. He's going to run it across him. We haven't seen him swing it back in at all. So he's running it across Swan. Swan likes to drive, and therefore you'd think as a captain, well, where's my likely area? Likely areas in that slip gully region.
Driven through the offside, on the rise, on the up, but it will be a boundary. England move on to 371 for 8.
Big turn. Big turn for Horrocks. Been a good morning for England. Runs and the spinners turning it. Down the pitch, mid-ons in the deep, can't get there. Will he cut it off? No! Big cheer goes up.
Going exactly the right way. He's seen it turn. He's going to swing with the turn.
Tossed up, and mid-on's been moved wider. He's not picked it up at all. Did not see that at all, Siddle.
Much to the amusement of the people behind him. It can happen. Genuine mistake. Nothing that anyone can do about that, but it is embarrassing when you're that fielder. Consecutive boundaries. Graham Swan never saw it.
Reverse sweep comes. Gets it cheeky from Swan. 4 fours in the over. 400 comes up. There is the sweep. Goodbyes or runs? Runs given. Chips straight back over the bowler. 1 bounce, 4. Take that, Hilton House.
Beautiful piece of timing. He's just punched this. And Swan moves on to 40. Excellent. Fully in control.
No, he sees it differently. I don't think he's going to get away with that one. He was too tempted to hit the spinner over the top. Hussey takes an easy catch, but Anderson has done a fine job this morning.
There's no problems with that. They've got the runs because they played in that positive mode. Well played, Jimmy Anderson. He just doesn't quite get hold of this. Closes the face a bit on it, smothers the ball. Simple catch. .423 for 9. Jimmy Anderson. He's done very well. He's gone for 26.
No ball called. It's a nice catch, but it means absolutely nothing. Swan picks up 1. Marcus North has taken the catch. And David Lloyd is giggling away merrily because he's just seen that Monty hadn't got a clue about this.
Monty thinks this is out. No ball there. The line is the... Oh. Well, it's not a no ball, actually, but...
Well, celebrations, but no decision. Rushed through off the top of the pad and the decision to be made is whether or not there was a little feather and inside edge on there. Haddin seems to think there was. Horrocks seemed to think there was. Oh, well, that's no doubt about that. Ponting in the gully, that position that was brought in the last over, has taken what for him was a comfortable catch. The turn of Nathan Horrocks has brought him his third wicket in the innings, 3 for 95 for him. And it's wrapped up the England innings with the total on 435. Graeme Swann is not out 47, so doesn't quite get to the half century, but he's played a very enterprising innings, a very good innings. Horrocks wrapping things up for Australia there, but England have made very good progress this morning, adding 99 in good time. 435 all out. Swann not out 47 at the end, and some handy contributions pretty much all the way down. Strauss with 30 at the top there, Bopara 35, not at his best. Peterson 69, Collingwood 64, Pryor 56. I think that was probably the better innings of the lot. So 435 for England with the bat. England will want to nip him in the bud early in this series. It's James Anderson, Jimmy Anderson, who'll start the bowling from the River Taff end. And Strauss is starting with a couple of slips, a couple of gullies. Well, we nearly had the first ball of the innings. Jimmy Anderson will have to go back to the end of his mark and start again. Good start for Jimmy Anderson. Concerted appeal, but no decision in their favour. Well, it's the first runs of the innings to the total. Will go down as extras, as leg byes. Well, there's that bit of width. It's a stretch for Hughes, and he hasn't quite timed it. A long way out there. Graeme Swann, the man giving chase. Hughes is off the mark. He's got 3, 7 without loss at the end of the first over of the innings.
I think every bowler should test him out, but be wise and think on your feet. And don't bowl there. That's where he likes it.
Don't bowl there for sure. He's fidgety at the crease, Hughes. And he looks as though he wants to get on with it, wants to feel bat on ball. We saw that with Ravi Bopara yesterday, a young player in his first Ashes game. Nervous, wants to feel bat and ball. Hughes is the same.
Well, England will know the plans. Over, middle and leg stump to Hughes and full. It doesn't have to be the short ball. He has struggled against the short ball against the likes of Harmson, but no width. Straight. You get tucked away on the leg side, fine.
That's still too wide. It was not quite as wide as the ball before, and Stuart Broad is looking a little mystified, but he shouldn't. He should know where Hughes plays. Too wide again, and it's been punished. He doesn't miss those.
That is right in his slot. Somebody asked Phil Hughes, where do you want it? It is wide outside off stump. He'll cut you to ribbons.
Beautifully played. Real sweet piece of timing from Philip Hughes.
Wow, was that a chance? Big hands, Andrew Flintoff, big man, had to get down.
From the reaction, it was a chance. Flintoff steaming in, another thunderbolt at over 90 miles an hour. Talked about Katic hitting the ball much straighter now. Well, this was an example, but it did go in the air. Flintoff did get that big right mitt on it.
He's disappointed because he nearly had that. It was nearly in his hands, ready to go up. That's edged and away down to third man for 4. Brings up the 50.
to most batsmen, and obviously to Hughes you want to be a bit tighter than that.
That's a good shot. It's in his arc. It's a no ball. Hughes moves to 32.
Maybe it was all a cunning ploy. Get out like that twice at Worcester and say, well, encourage the bowlers to bowl short and then come out in the Test match and blaze away.
Edged and gone. Yes, Flintoff's got him. Who else?
Inside edge. Hughes looking again to cut the ball away through point or backward point. Comes unstuck. It was certainly entertaining while it lasted. 36 from 54, but he's gone now. Inside edge, well taken. Matt Prior away to his right, two-handed, low down. And success for Flintoff, back in the team, and success for him. Hughes gone for 36, 60 for 1.
It's a nice shot. It's away through extra cover. Panesar gives chase. So it didn't reach the boundary, but it still counts as 4. They run 4, it's 70 for 1. That's a fine shot. A little bit too full from Andrew Flintoff, no more than that. But beautifully put away. 76 for 1. Ponting on the pull. And that is 4 runs, was from the moment it left the bat.
Well, it's as good as anyone in this department. Short either side, but onto this very, very quickly. Almost a signature shot for Ricky Ponting. Swivels. Hits it with excellent power. Total control. Watch the bat here, the blade. There you go.
He'll score there. Last ball goes for 4. It's 93 for 1.
And that's what you get with Ponting. If you bowl a bad ball, he'll put it away. Front foot and back foot.
Well, here comes Monty. Swept away down the leg side for 4. Here also come Michael Atherton and Sir Ian Botham.
Well, it's 11,000 runs. 11,001. So Panesar does the fielding, does it well. That'll be 4. Very well timed, quite deliberate, well placed.
Got his game in good order, Katic. He's a limited player.
There's 4 more. Katic on to 49, total 137 for 1. That takes Simon Katic to 50. His 16th Test match 50.
Played well, weathered an early storm. Ooh, now in the air for a while, nowhere near Peterson really, and it will bring Ponting 4 and 50. It wasn't really where he wanted the ball to go. Quicker ball from Swan. 60 miles an hour. His stock ball's around 52. And there's a little edge on it as well. Runs given. And when he gets a juicy full toss like that, he's not going to miss out.
Well, he just dismisses this. You do all the hard work and block the good balls, but when you get one of these, thank you very much, 4.
That's the second full toss in consecutive overs, and Katic has a career best against England. Driven in the air, but also in the gap. 4 more to Katic. 181 for 1.
I think it's going to need a lot of wear and tear as Ricky Ponting threads it through extra cover, and Australia move on to 200. Tickle for 4 down the leg side. I'm seeing balloons. They're a balloon.
Just too full. And very nicely played. A little bit slower, I think, from Andrew Flintoff. The race is still on to see who gets this 100 first, because you just might have thought Katic was just about to do it. Ponting with that boundary has gone to 97. Seemed to read it very well, straight from the hand. Put himself into a beautiful position here, that great long stride again. Hits the ball almost directly underneath the eyes. Well swung away, one bounce down to Graham Swan at long leg. Simon Katic celebrates his first Ashes 100. And he is a delighted man. And applauded by several other delighted teammates up on the balcony there. Congratulated by Ricky Ponting, his captain. Monty Panesar is just trying his best to come in close too. Well, that's well placed. And the fact they went straight away for the single means that Ricky Ponting can now celebrate yet another Test Match 100. Just before the close of play here on day 2 in Cardiff. And Ricky Ponting has led Australia today by example. And with few alarms today, will be making their plans. See how far they can go past England. And whereas at the start of the day, we are thinking that England weren't too badly off. When they got to 4:35, we're thinking, yep, England are still in a pretty good position. That seems to have changed, and it's entirely down a little bit to Philip Hughes. That was a sparkling start from him, but entirely down really to Simon Katic and Ricky Ponting. Both of them not out with centuries. And ambitions to crack on tomorrow.
So batting to come, so there'll be plenty more overs to be bowled by that lineup. Anderson wicketless, Broad wicketless and injured, we think. Swan wicketless, just the one for Flintoff from 15 pretty decent overs, and Panesar 11 overs, wicketless for him too.
So 2 days into this Ashes series, and the honours are not even. England bowled out earlier today for 4:35. Australia looking pretty good in trying to chase that first innings total down for starters. 249 for 1 and 186 runs behind.
That's a good shot. As we have seen, he is playing a lot straighter these days. Katic may not go all the way it does. Flintoff couldn't manage to stop that. Six runs coming from that over. 255 for 1. Well, Nasser Hussain was saying that since yesterday. Mid-on needs to be a lot straighter. Runs to be had here. Good shot. It wasn't the best of deliveries, but it wasn't that bad. Ricky Ponting made it into a bad delivery.
Fantastic shot.
Forward short leg slip, short mid-wicket. The 3 attacking catchers. Most good batsmen will put those away.
Bonus on a wicket like this. Gentle full toss. Be furious with himself, Graham Swan. He said in his interview last night that there was a couple of full tosses. Not sure where they came from. Have to get rid of those. First ball.
That spun. And sharply.
See how close this is to off stump. Disturb the surface a little bit as well.
That should go all the way. Just a bit too full there from Montepanesar. Seems as if he got the call from the captain. Loosen up. Last over before new ball is available. That's 4.
Well, if the captain had any doubt about whether he should take the new ball, that's been resolved.
Won't swing from that length. Panesar was quite a few yards in. And it landed quite close to him.
Well, I'm sure he's in that position to be available for the chance of the catch. It's not just a run-saving position. Anderson does dig it in. Ponting is a good player of the short ball and gets onto it very quickly, but you just see the angle of the back. It does get slightly underneath it, even if you roll your wrists.
That's a beautiful cover drive. There is a man in the deep, but no chance. Short of gully, I think. That was the in-swinger from Anderson. Again, just past that gully position. It's a big man for Ponting. Gully, there's a few words between Anderson and Ponting. It's 294 for 1. It's going to go square on a slow pitch. The boundary in that region, 2 gap gully or 2 and 2 gullies. Flintoff himself should be moving that slip cordon around.
Well, it's well played. Kadic is right behind it. Leaves the playing of the shot late.
Good ball. Kadic has actually played that pretty well. He looks clumsy, and in the end he's looking to see. It shows how aware he was. Even after the pain, he was looking and protecting his stumps, making sure the ball didn't balloon onto him. Maybe it's something Phil Hughes could learn, the way that he just gets his hands and his gloves out of the way. Yes, you take pain, but you're not out. Whoa, has he hit that? Is there an inside edge? No, he's gone. It has swung back into Kadic. And Anderson has a key breakthrough.
Desperately needed by England. And there is that little bit of swing which makes all the difference. Kadic has missed it. It's hit that front foot on the full. And Billy Doctorow thought about it just long enough before cueing the celebrations. That is an important moment for Jimmy Anderson to see his swing working again. Simon Kadic goes after a very, very fine innings.
Too straight to Ponting. You've got to hold a line to Ponting. He'll tuck you away all day. 300 up for Australia.
Yeah, again, there might come a time where you think about changing the line to Ponting, but at the start of a passage of play like this, with that second new ball, you know where the weaker area is. We saw it from Anderson. We had Ponting stretching just outside the off stump.
Anderson with a very leg side field, so he's going for the LBW.
What's really good is that the wicket, of course, has upped the ante a bit. The atmosphere is built, both in the middle for the England players, also with the crowd. The crowd is lifted by the wicket. big inside edge, back onto the legs, both of them.
More attacking for Hussey now. Short leg, leg gully, 3 slips, gully. Clonk, nasty clonk on the helmet. It's flown way over Matt Pryor. 1 bounce 4.
I think this hasn't really bounced as high as Hussey expected it to. That's banged in fairly short. He's ducking. Got to a reasonably high level, yes. But perhaps he thought it would have gone a bit higher than that. That perhaps would have passed about a meter above the top of the stumps.
He started to grunt and groan then. I think before the ball hit him in the ribs. He knew it was coming.
Not one to flinch though, Ricky Ponting. That was just a natural reflex because he knew the ball was coming and he would feel some pain. After feeling the pain though, you won't see him rubbing or grimacing. Most batsmen try to make sure that the bowler doesn't realize that he has been hurt.
Oh, it's gone all the way. It was a no ball, top edge. Panesar saw it coming, but it flew, and that's a measure of how quickly Andrew Flintoff is bowling.
Well, that's the first 6 of the test match. But the problem with this also, Athers, is that that's the closest boundary. Going towards River Taff, that's the shortest boundary. And you can see there that was a top edge. But it just kept on going. Had no chance, Monty Panesar, no ball or not.
Edged, gone. Anderson has another. Hussey goes.
As everyone has been saying all morning, all you need to do is take your first wicket. The new batsman, he has to start all over. Brand new circumstances for him. Always a chance of getting another. And Hussey goes. Good bowling again from Jimmy Anderson. He certainly has been the leader of this attack for quite some time now. It's 325 for 3.
Panesar is the man. Gets the ball. 150 for Ricky Ponting.
13 times now. Ricky Ponting has got to 150.
No, it is. Don't ask me why it happens. It just sometimes it just doesn't swing, or it doesn't swing as much. And we will take credit as bowlers and say we pushed that one across him.
Benedict tells me you were lucky 383 times in your test career. Gone, bowled him, dragged on from Ponting. Gets to 150, gets out.
Great bowling change from Andrew Strauss. It's worked. This, I think, keeps a little low. Doesn't come on. Bottom edge. Horrible way to get out when you're set. Ricky Ponting will be thinking that at this moment. How did that happen? Well, this is how it happened. Real short, goes back, gives himself a bit of room. Bottom edge, onto the stumps. Big, big wicket this for England. They're clawing their way back into this game. We could yet have a very good match on our hands. Australian captain Ricky Ponting goes for 150 from 224 balls. It's 331 for 4. It's gone fine. It'll be 4.
England have to focus here. They've got just what they wanted. 2 new batsmen at the crease. Just before lunch. Broad will just have to control himself, really. Just bowl line and length.
Nice edge, but it's in the gap. One of those gaps.
Runs. It's a good little push down to mid-on to get off the mark. Too short. Too short.
It's a terrible delivery. Rank, long op, nothing more. I'm afraid he gets what it deserves. 4. Just dragged this down. Poor delivery.
Good shot. No need to run for those. That's gone.
I think he's just been teeing this one up for a while. He's waiting for the right ball. Little bit of width, a little fuller. Always in control.
All pad. All pad.
Then you have to... Is he outside the line? Has he played a shot? These are the things that the umpire will be looking at straight away. Plenty of turn, maybe too much, I'd have thought there. Well, be going down leg.
He's a classic Australian player. Just like that, he doesn't want to sweep. He wants to be down the pitch and down the ground.
50 partnership comes up with that 6. It's one of the shorter hits on this ground towards the River Taff. He loves to use his feet. He loves to go in to out. And that's good batting.
Lovely shot, too short. Swan just can't get his length. He's too full most of the time. He's too short on that occasion. 392 for 4. Again, Clarke, so quick on his feet. He looks to come down, gets the bowler to drop short, and in a flash he's back and pulling away this time.
Yeah, it's a shot that's gone out of the game. Brings up the... Nearly brings up the 400 for Australia. Shot that's gone out the game. Pulling the spinner. It's right back. Someone like Inzamam used to play it very well. Picks up length well, Clarke.
Well, it's a good shot, really good shot. He had to be very quick on his feet there, quick with his hands as well. And Swan, I think, had seen him coming a bit. But the boundary takes him past 50, takes him on to 51 not out. And again, this time over the top, but in the gap in any case, so successive boundaries. Well, he's hit that remarkably well. Against the spin, but it's come right out of the meat. Panesar pretty wide. He's got to cover a lot of ground to get down there. Ends up sprawled on that boundary rope. You always had the feeling this was a losing battle for Monty. A lot of ground to cover. Did get the slide and the dive in.
Smash. That ball has just whistled to the boundary. Completes Flintoff's over. It takes Australia into the lead.
Biases the signal from umpire Billy Duckgrove.
He's running in like a medium pace, but he's rolling his hands down the side of the ball. The odd quick ball like that North has just waited on and slapped away backward a point.
That's hit beautifully. Might be a 2-hour delay, but it's the same Clarke.
It's a great shot, this. He's quick on his feet. Let's him stand out. Ricky Ponting, we were talking about, another person very quick on his feet, but he starts to come forward and he gets back quickly into position.
Gloved, was it? I think it was. Yes. Gone, a much needed wicket for Broad.
Good delivery, surprise delivery. And here, the glove off here. Big glove. Still no 100 then for Michael Clark. Banged in. So Doc Toes has got that absolutely spot on. And broken the partnership. Michael Clark. He's gone for 83. 474 for 5.
So what looks like the end of day 3. England have got 5 wickets. Men out: Hughes 36, Kadich 122, Ponting 150, Hussey 3, Clark 83, North not out 54, and Haddin has just arrived at the crease and he has 4. Bowlers have tried hard, but in all honesty, they've been a bit below par from what we've expected from England and seen from England in the last year or so. Anderson with 2 wickets when it swung around this morning. Broad with that wicket just before the close. Swan hasn't been at his best, 28 overs, 0 for 86. Flintoff got the early wicket, 29 overs, 1 for 104. Panesar was too short at times, 27 overs, 1 for 78. And just 5 overs of off-cutters from Paul Collingwood. So, the match summary. First Empower Test match. England 435. Andrew Strauss won the toss and batted. Peterson 69, Collingwood 64, Pryor 56. 3 wickets for Johnson, Horrocks and 2 for Hilfenhaus.
That'll be 4. 5 leg, he's very, very wide.
There's my point. Crowd quiet. Leak an early boundary. Haddin gets an early boundary. Australia feel happy.
Line. Leg sump line just tucked away. Should be another 4. It's gone fine again. It may be off the glove.
Well, that's not bad bowling from Broad. He got Clark out like that. The extra bounce, tennis ball bounce you get here at Cardiff, so you don't know whether to duck or have a hook at it. This could have easily ended up with the keeper again. Too high to play that shot. He gets away with it.
Driven this time. Beautiful shot from Haddin through the offside.
Super shot from Haddin. He's a proper batsman. Nothing wrong with that. We saw some drives with Ponting. That's just as good.
Nobody there. Wide open spaces and Australia march on. 502 for 5.
Protection in the deep. Alistair Cook, the man out there. Get 2 runs though. Would have been a close call if he had managed to hit. Or perhaps if Jimmy was a bit closer to the stumps.
It's worth having a look at this. It's a good bit of fielding. Cook gets the throw away quickly. Great shot. Punch down the ground. Not half volley, he's hit it on the up. Full face of the bat. Broad, sparing dive. It's a little late. Great timing.
Excellent shot. Got it through them all. Such a packed offside field, but he still found the gap. Played that comfortably down the third man. No third man in place. An easy 4. 11 runs from the over. 5:21 for 5.
Probably just outside the line. That has to be, I think, the essence of that decision. Ooh, gee, that was close too. And suddenly it seems these two spinners are finding conditions starting to work for them.
Just feel that spin should have been on a long time. Opening with the quickies and delaying the introduction of spin.
Now that's maybe an inside edge there. Big turn from Swan.
Plenty of turn. Not understanding his hesitation bowling the spinners this morning. Nicely played. What a lovely shot. Just waited for that. No slip. Perfectly safe.
Attacking line from Swan because it is turning, and Strauss just moved slip into silly point. Watch how late Haddin plays this, almost behind him. Just opens the face, takes 4 runs. The cricket being a lot slower, I think. Hit away, and that should go for 4. Yes, it does. North moves to 85. Wow, that was an unusual shot to get into the 90s. He looked to play it, he looked to leave it. He got 4 down to third man.
Well, he ended up middling it. This, thinking about it, wanting to leave it, and I tell you what's not far off the middle of the bat. There you go.
Braddon gives himself a lot of room. That's like a one-day shot. Very successful.
This might well be the way they'll approach this new ball, these two. Certainly the next man in will, Johnson. I think they'll feel they're in. Let's capitalise on the hardness of this new ball. See, battle up a few quick runs.
There's the outswinger. He wants 2 again. Bopara tries to cut him off. He won't. There it is. First Ashes Test 100 in his first Ashes Test. Marcus North. Superb batting.
Great moment. Great moment. And he will never forget, or his family, his friends. The arms aloft.
That'll be 4. There's 3 words again, short, wide, 4.
That's a bit too short and of course too wide. Just stood up and asked to be hit.
Just dabbed away. It's a false shot, dropped short of keeper and slip, but it goes for 4. Well, he's chasing after this, Brad Haddin. It's an ugly shot, and it's an under edge of the bat. Oh, chipped into the air. It's another 4. Boundaries are coming for Australia. Big shot, that's 6. All the way 6. As soon as it left the bat. 603 for 5.
A 6 to bring up 600 for Australia. That was a powerful blow. Not afraid to take their risks, these Australian batsmen. Very confident. Wow, that went a long way.
Huge shot. Into the leg side. Into the boundary. 4 more.
There's a man in the deep mid-wicket region. But that man, for that particular shot from Marcus North, is a bit too square. If Monday Panasar is going to be bowling that wide of off stump, that man at deep mid-wicket has to come a lot straighter.
So someone needs to score big runs for his team. Good shot, fine shot. Beautifully timed, and that's the result. They're not long boundaries straight here in Cardiff. You've still got to get it right. 6:28 for 5.
Quick on his feet. It's a punch, isn't it? Straight down the line.
Well, reverse sweep didn't make contact, and the only contact of ball on pad would have been outside the line of off stump. Just needs to find a gap now, Brad Haddin. Well, that'll do. Very well played indeed. Look at that for a celebration from Brad Haddin. He's the 4th man in this Australian first innings in Cardiff to reach 3 figures. That has never happened in Ashes cricket for Australia before, so they've set a new record here in that fact alone. But individually here, Brad Haddin adds his name to the list of 100 makers. Very well played indeed. Clubbed away, good shot. Beautifully played that. Just an easy swing. Cleared the man at short mid wicket. Beautifully struck. There was a man out there on the boundary at long on, and all he could do was just watch as that ball sailed over his head. 660 for 5 now. I think this is now Australia's highest score against England since 1934 at the Oval. Not out. Not out.
Well, he's decided to get on with it. It goes in the deep towards Bopara. He can't cut it off. Another boundary for Haddin.
All sorts of records being set here in this innings by Australia. Another boundary. Over number 181.
Another big shot. Bopara again tries to get round. He sets himself, takes the catch. Finally, England have a wicket. Big cheer goes up. And it looks like with that Haddin wicket, Australia are thinking about the declaration. Ponting's on the balcony. He's trying to get North's attention. He's got his whites on and he's calling them in. Yes, the declaration has come. Australia lead by 239. A brilliant innings from Haddon. He'll be followed up the steps by Marcus North. What an effort from the Australians. First time out in this Ashes series. They play beautifully. Hundreds for Katic, Ponting, North and Haddon. Clark played well for his 83.
Hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the bowlers here at Cardiff. First test match ever in Wales, first test match ever at this ground, and they were all saying the spinners would do the job. Well, you can see the results there. Swan and Panasar, between them just 1 wicket.
So the match summary, first Ashes test match at Cardiff. England 435 batting first. Australia in reply, a huge score. 674 with 4 batsmen getting hundreds. Australia are 239 runs ahead. Johnson does start with a short ball. And why does he start with a short ball? Well, first innings, Andrew Strauss bounced out. Very, very good delivery because it was quick and it was coming in on the angle.
Pulled away powerfully by Alistair Cook, a ball just short of the length.
Trying to see how close this is to the man at short mid-wicket. Not that far away.
All gone. Absolutely straight. Don't swing it. Just ball straight, ball full, gone.
Well, Mr. Cook is just angled in. He's working it away on the onside. That's plumb. He's hitting that square. This is the problem. Angled in. And, it's pretty plumb. And had no hesitation, quite rightly. And Australia have got the breakthrough.
Cook has gone for 6 and England in trouble, 13 for 1. Oh, big swing and delivery, no ball. Don't miss that.
Well, I'm interested to see whether this is perhaps a wicket that's been missed by the Australians for overstepping the line. Leg by is the signal. Goodness gracious, how close is this?
Field change. Field change is. There's 2 fielders now on the leg side. Bopara is making weight. Heavy offside field. Another big appeal. And gone! 2 for. Check the height of this one, but straight bowling. Ravi Bopara on his way back. England in deep trouble.
Check the height for me. That's what I've got to see is the height. It looks high to me. Ooh, that's high.
He's easing the ball into the leg side, but it looks as if it's going over the top. That's Hawkeye's view also. Brief visit for Bopara, 1, 17 for 2. Covers are coming on. Weather's coming in. Limp is coming down. Well, it's been a very, very interesting 7 overs there. The wicket each for Johnson and Hilfenhaus. Great response from the Australian quickies. Cook's gone, Bopara's gone. There's so much depends on Strauss and Peterson here. 20 for 2. 4 overs 1 for 11 and 3 overs 1 for 9 for the 2 opening bowlers. So England's 435 looked okay for a time, but Australia replied 674 for 6. England tottering in their second innings, is still 219 behind and stand on 20 for 2.
Three slips a gully. Siddle, first delivery of the last day. Peterson said this morning in his newspaper article that he's not going to change. People expect him to change. He's not. He's going to play his way, he's going to play his shots. A quick single, that's good. Rotate the strike, left hand, right hand combination.
Short of punting at second slip, that's an indication of how slow this fifth day pitch is.
Bowled in, he's left one, it's 2 straight. What a wicket for Australia.
Second time that Peterson has left one from Hilton House. First one was very tight, it brought a huge LBW appeal. This one has crashed into his stumps. What a wicket for Australia. What a misjudgment from Peterson. Hilton House the outswinger, but this one not swinging straight on and flattening the off stump. Hilton House has his man. Peterson gone, England 3 down.
Peterson goes for 8, 31 for 3 England. And he's away.
Kevin Peterson was criticised for playing too many shots in the first innings. Plays no shot at all in the second. This is a horrible misjudgment. It's not just clipped off stump, it's smashed into off stump. Just didn't swing, carried on the same line.
That'll be for a bit of release for Andrew Strauss and England.
He's getting turned, Nathan Horrocks, but he has to be careful of the length. That was just fractionally short, but as we have seen so many times throughout this test match, anything that is fractionally short will be punished because the pitch is slow. Batsmen have lots of time when they play back.
All gone! Oh yes, he's gone! Horrocks again turns the screw on England. Captain's on his way.
Well, he got 2 in a row, and he thought there should have been 2 4s. Not the second time around, though, Andrew Strauss. A thin edge through to the wicketkeeper. Have a look at this. It's short. It's wide. But this time he gets a top edge. Perhaps it bounced a bit higher than he thought it would have. But Nathan Horrocks has done the job. Strauss goes. 4 wickets down for England, just 46 on the board.
That's dangerous. That is dangerous. Electing not to play the ball, spinning back in.
I think a lot depends on how far in front of the pad the ball did pitch. If the umpire rather has enough evidence to say it has spun enough from where it pitched to where it hit the pad.
Oh, well, that was a mighty close call. men round the bat, but none of them could get quite close enough.
First of all, was there a glove or an inside edge on it? Yes. And it was in the air for a long, long time. Couldn't quite get his hands under the ball.
Oh, look out, look out. Oh, my word. Nifty footwork from Collingwood. All's well that ends well for him.
Well, he's a Sunderland fan and he needed that right foot. Just going to try and get on the stumps. Been an eventful over for Collingwood. Need a bit of luck on this sort of surface against spin.
Now that's better placed and slightly better timed. Brown picks up 3. Used as the fielding. Oh, got him. Horrocks has struck again. An ill-judged stroke from Matt Pryor. It just turned too much for him. That is the risk you take when the ball is turning from outside off stump. And in this case, it was a risk too many. Pryor's gone for 14.
Well, I did say a couple of moments ago, he's got to be careful going in to out. He's such an offside player, but out of that rough, it is so dangerous. Bounce and turn and off the glove. The off spinner that couldn't bowl before the test match is spinning England out. It's 70 for 5. Pryor has gone for 14.
The only change I would think should be in the heads of the cricketers, their thought processes.
Catch it was the cry. And from the reaction, you'd think there was a bit of edge there. Let's see what the umpire gives. Runs are given. Quite sure there was an edge. Smashed. Big juicy full toss and smashed away by Collins.